On the next episode of Sips, Suds, and Smokes.
Today, we're drinking Christmas beers.
The Christmas beers that we're going to be trying today are from Rogue Ales out in Portland, Oregon, Santa's Private Reserve Holiday Stout. Then, from Left Hand in Longmont, Colorado, the Nitro Candy Cane Imperial Milk Stout. Actually, been sort of interested, if morbidly so, to try. From the Lost Abbey Brewing Company in Vista, California, a Meritage IPA. Spoetzl Brewery in Shiner, Texas, the Shiner Holiday Cheer Dunkelweizen. Abita Brewing Company in Abita Springs, Louisiana, is their Christmas Ale. And here in Nashville, from Fat Bottom Brewing, Noel Spiced Christmas Ale. And if there's time, there might be a surprise beer or 10.
We'll be right back after this break. Brought to you almost live from the Dude in the Basement Studios. Why? Because that's where the good stuff is. It's Sips, Suds, and Smokes with your smoking host, the good old boys. Suds, Suds, Suds. It's time for more Suds.
Ho, ho, ho.
Don't call me that.
She's just staring right at Kendall,
Again?
Carl, and Mike.
Is that a family greeting?
It's only the best family greeting. Isn't this the South? Welcome, everyone, to another Suds segment where when a fat guy with a beard wants you to sit on his lap, it could be Santa.
Indicted.
Or
Again.
It could be good old boy Dave. And no, that's not a candy
Or a
cane
government
in his
cabinet
pocket.
member.
Man, this was so gratuitous.
You stepped right into the wind, you know?
Well, I am your host, good old gal Julieanna, and joining me at the table today is good old boy Kendall.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Isn't it, though?
Happy to be here.
What was that? Good old boy Carl, hello.
The weather outside is frightful.
Good old boy Mike.
Is that jolly or just not indicted yet?
And good old boy Dave.
You see, little fellow, every year I shine up my jingle bells for 8 lucky reindeer.
It's that guy. That's what I'm talking about.
Never listened to that quite that way before.
Jingle bells are
Out of
very
context,
shiny.
that really is creepy.
Well, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Yes.
Every beer you drink.
And drink.
That's right. It's that time. Though for those special end of the year one-off batches that the breweries make.
Is it for special people? Like
Sometimes.
Dave again?
Special
Sometimes.
or
Short bus beer?
Well, and it's these one-off batches that happen after you run out of the pumpkin beer. And
Oh, thank goodness.
there's that. Today, we're drinking Christmas beers. Good old boy Carl, would you mind giving us today's lineup?
Yes, no problem. All right. The Christmas beers that we're going to be trying today are from Rogue Ales out in Portland, Oregon, Santa's Private Reserve Holiday Stout. Then from Left Hand in Longmont, Colorado, the Nitro Candy Cane Imperial Milk Stout, which I've seen at all the grocery stores and have actually been sort of interested, if morbidly so, to try. From the Lost Abbey Brewing Company in Vista, California, a Meritage IPA. Spoetzl Brewery in Shiner, Texas, the Shiner Holiday Cheer Dunkelweizen. Abita Brewing Company in Abita Springs, Louisiana, is their Christmas Ale. And here in Nashville, from Fat Bottom Brewing, Noel Spiced Christmas Ale. And if there's time, there might be a surprise beer or 10.
Probably.
He knows us so well. All right, good old boy Mike. why don't you give us the Suds ratings for today and your best Santa Claus?
Oh, yes. Ho, 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 ho. We'll be discussing and rating these beers with these Suds ratings, plus our signature belching sound, boys and girls.
Sounds like Barney.
He's a cartoon bear.
Here are those rating now. Look, it's a bass. it's like the bass, shows.
You've been tearing up Rolls Royces in a bear suit.
Yes, I know. Number 1, that sucks. Give me anything but a lump of coal in my stocking. It's kind of like Walter Cronkite, meets Santa. Number 2, what was the missing piece from the toy I just spent 3 hours trying to put together?
Kind of read that correctly.
Kind of
Most
how
of
our
the
co
words.
selfish.
Number 3, what a relief. I did all the holiday shopping online this year, boys and girls.
It is Cronkite.
Number 4, a body should really not make that sound after 3 cups of eggnog. And number 5, on Dasher, on Dancer, on... I can't name all the
All the
reindeer.
strippers.
Listen. Listen to that hang time. Give me a slice of fantastic fruitcake from 1984. Thank you. I'm here for the next 40 minutes, people. It's okay. Give it up. I know. Yes.
Okay.
Watch all those holiday classics,
If only the beers could be worthy of that performance.
I could have done it as like Eddie, in Christmas Vacation, as well. That was the other choice.
You
that was
serious,
kinda-
Clark?
Yes.
Okay, Nomies, let's get to it. First one that we are going to talk about is from Rogue, and it is their Santa's Private Reserve Mocha Stout. This comes in at 6.7% ABV, introducing Santa's Private Reserve 2024 with Portland Coffee Roasters. The festive brew captures the holiday spirit in every sip. Perfect for Santa and anyone needing a holiday lift.
Mike, we want to hear from you not only as a beer guy, but also as a coffee nerd. Like what your...
Well, yeah, the first thing that strikes me is,
You smell the coffee.
adjuncts without balance. This is it, in a nutshell. This was neither a good coffee nor a good beer before either one started. And combined in the cup are just not working well together.
You think this is that coffee that's from that cat poop?
No, it is not. It is not meerkat.
How about the
There's no way.
The elephant poop.
A lot of times with beers with coffee in them, I start getting green bell pepper.
Yep.
And
Why is that?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. But I don't really
do
get a
too.
lot of pepper on
You
this.
should
Do
really
you?
call me, people.
No, I don't get that in this. In fact, I actually like this beer. I'm
I
gonna
do
have to
too.
disagree with
Really?
Mike. I think it's got a lot of flavor up front, and then it fades, and you think it's going to be this heavy, just lingering aftertaste,
And it's not.
It just disappears. It's like you maybe drink a cup of
watered
coffee
down really crappy
15 minutes ago.
things, Yeah. I'm
I
sorry.
like it.
I do too. Yeah, I think it finishes nice and dry, which I like. I didn't expect it to. I expected there to be a lactose slap
Right.
at the finish.
That's
I know
true.
there's not.
I'll give it that.
I like it. It's more coffee than it is stout to me. But
Very true. But it's not in check. It's just, it just tastes like two watery messes that are just fighting out, on my palate that are just neither one of them are winning at the end of the day. Yeah.
Could you go back into your Santa voice? It was nicer.
Ho, 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 this beer sucks. Boys and girls, you should not make this again. So, yeah. So, I just...
I guess I'm an outlier because I'm
No.
digging it.
No, I like
I
it
think
too.
Mike's the outlier.
I think he is.
I am.
But I don't
All
know.
right.
Dave hasn't spoken up yet.
no, like I said, I like it.
You wouldn't have a second glass of it.
I get the coffee. I'm just wondering where the stout is.
Yeah, it's like two things that are apart from each other. There's the stout over here, there's the coffee over here, and none shall cross, except they're in this glass together, and they just don't belong there together.
Can we say for a Christmas style beer that these are really not designed to be drank in more than one per sitting.
To be consumed.
Right.
Right?
Absolutely, Carl. I would not consume this beer.
Well, I think a lot of these, I'm aging myself a little bit, but like this is the kind of thing that would show up in a 750 milliliter bottle at a Christmas party, and
I
everybody
would go,
crack
where's
around.
the Irish whiskey?
I mean, wouldn't you say that anytime?
Yeah, right.
I'm thinking that right now. But I think with
This
these
actually would
like,
be nice with the lovely little touch of red breast. But anyways,
I
so-
agree.
I think it's
Yes.
very rare that breweries make holiday or Christmas beers that are like designed to stand the test of time. You know, it's just like,
Oh,
you know,
man, we've had some really good ones. The Noel beer from, what's the name of that?
Belgian.
Yes,
brewery.
the Belgian.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. That thing
Delirium.
is off the hook.
But that's kind of an exception to the rule, though. But I think for what this is nice. I do.
I feel confident that we're going to find something that we all like less than
I'm
this.
gonna vote with my fingers and move on for sure. Yeah.
And
Yeah, I'll go there.
yeah, we're gonna go 4. Mike, you're outvoted.
Yeah, I didn't like it. So
Stop going rogue, Mike.
Whatever.
Santa wants another beer.
I actually got a second pour of it. I really like it.
Cool. And online I guess Rogue has like a 24 pack.
It's a better
of this,
stout
and
than
it's
a
all
great
sold
coffee.
out.
I will
Isn't
say
that cool?
24 pack.
It's only 6.7% too, so which is nice. It's not this
It's
big,
just enough.
high
Right.
gravity beer. It's
Right.
just enough.
It's
Yeah.
enough to leave the party and move on.
No, I'm.
It's exactly what
It's
I
so
want to do.
grumpy.
I think Carl's prediction's about to come true.
Am I the pissed off elf in the lineup?
So I should also say, I'm again dating myself. Years ago when I was in college, we used to have marching band rehearsal on Tuesday nights, and it was Tuesday night was under the lights, and so we'd march. I'm in Ithaca, New York, so it would get real cold.
Yeah.
And I was drum major, and so one year they made.
Did you have a special dance too in the
I
beginning?
mean, of course you do.
Okay.
I'm too old and fat to do it now, but so somebody brought me a cup of hot chocolate, and what it was boiled peppermint schnapps with a hot chocolate packet in it.
Yep, that's
Oh, wow.
describing this next beer for sure.
And so I really don't like mint in beer at all, or really,
You get
I hardly drink
flashbacks.
mint at all.
Yeah.
Ever since then. So
Yeah,
PTSD.
when I saw this can on the shelf in the grocery store, I thought, I wonder if that's going to taste like
no.
peppermint schnapps with hot chocolate mix in it.
So what we're talking about, folks, is the Candy Cane Nitro from Left Hand Brewing. This is 9.5% ABV. Take a walk down Candy Cane Lane and experience the aromas of rich chocolate, fresh peppermint, and a hint of coffee. Interesting. It's an Imperial milk stout with peppermint added. And we all know Left Hand's milk stout, plus or minus on that.
Do we?
Yes, we do, because it's been around forever.
This tastes like it's been around forever.
Really?
I don't know. Man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just kind of like
Okay,
just kind of washed out.
You know,
The-
the aroma on here is not offensive.
You're
we'll
right
be back
there.
in just a
I
minute.
agree.
You could say that about me.
No, you can't.
Welcome back, everyone. Today we have got our lights on, trees out, the aroma of pine needles.
Rescue aisle 5.
While we're talking
Yeah.
about this beer, I want you guys to be thinking about like
The
what
dog
is
yakking
your-
on a bone.
Well, sure,
For sure.
but also
Kendall's yakking on a
I
bone.
think he killed.
He got it up.
Thank
So
you,
I'm not
left hand. You just killed Kendall. Yeah.
So I'm not going to say who said this before the break. This is just a really bad toothpaste that needs to be spit out. But that is totally probably
Okay.
the best description of this.
Before the break, we started talking about the Candy Cane Nitro Imperial Peppermint Milk Stout
gosh.
from Left Hand
None of
Brewing.
those words should go together.
Well, so when we start talking about mint beers, I will tell you the first beer that comes to my mind is the Girl Scout mint chocolate chip cookie from Perennial.
Yes.
That was a really
that
good.
actually was
Not
That
decent.
was a really
Yes,
good
yes.
mint chocolate beer. I loved what Phil did with that. I thought it was a really great rendition. It did
justice to the greatest Girl Scout cookie.
It did it was justice to a great
They
beer.
made a tag along beer.
They
Kendall,
it was meant.
you know what?
Yeah.
Just get out.
It was really good. So and I think every mint beer that I've ever had after that has just tasted like crap, including this one. It is a muddled mess.
It's very counterintuitive to say the words mint and beer together.
Yes.
Anyways,
It's exceptionally difficult to deal with.
I would say that, whoever was standing there with the mint syrup just should have stopped at
oh man, we should
one.
make a spearmint saison. That would be the greatest thing ever. Dude.
No. I almost heard Caperton's head explode in the middle of that discussion.
Yes. He
would have just gone.
He will strike.
I'm going to stab somebody if somebody makes a mint saison. I'm going to stab them. Yes,
that. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah.
But okay, but so I have to say this about Left Hand, okay? Because I feel like on this show, we only ever pick up Left Hand beers when we're doing some weird theme, like it's a pumpkin thing or it's a Christmas thing or something. So at some point, we should probably do a Left Hand show of some of their normal beers. But every time we do one of these, it's like it's one of the worst beers in the flight. And this one is like, daggum, man.
Not great. I really think the Nitro hurts this. I really think maybe the beer in theory could be good,
because it's so muted and washed out.
It needs a pop, and you're going to get that from the carbonation. The Nitro just kind of washes out the flavors.
And I've had plenty of beers with mint in them that have been over the top mint. In this, I will say they do seem to have dealt with the mint gently. No. But because it's nitro and there's no sparkle, like there's no like CO2 zip on the back end, it
lingers.
Yeah, and I don't know.
I don't even think this would be good on tap. Like if
It's just not good.
No, it just doesn't work.
Fast forward me to Gingerbread Village.
Let's, we're gonna.
Oh yeah, we're lucky number one on
one finger
this
salute.
one.
Yeah, sorry, Left Hand. Do better.
Wow. Okay.
Okay, wait. Before
export that to Idaho.
Okay, so while you're thinking about this beer, I want everybody to think about what is your favorite Christmas movie, because
Kendall.
I know what mine is.
Well, let's spotlight Kendall for a moment.
Well, we
Kendall,
should always spotlight Kendall.
What is your favorite Christmas movie? What puts you in the mood? What makes you?
Whoa! The Christmas mood.
Okay,
Kendall,
sorry, the Christmas. mood.
I've got to go with a classic. It's Christmas Vacation.
Oh, all the way.
All the way.
I'm telling you.
I have a strong second, but
I pledge allegiance to the Republic of the United States.
So many quotable lines.
Yeah.
I mean, every time when the family sits down to grace at a holiday meal, I go, I pledge allegiance to the flag.
I mean, Chevy Chase's tirade is honestly
when he gets his gift card instead of a bonus.
Yes,
Yes.
that tirade is genuinely one of the greatest moments in film.
Yeah.
Period. Hot take. Greatest moment in film.
The whole movie.
Everybody should have a cousin Eddie.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Everybody doesn't have a cousin Eddie.
Yeah.
We've all had that neighbor too.
I think
Todd,
some
if
of
you don't
us
go
might
over there
be
and
the
take care of
cousin
it
Eddie
right now.
No, I love that movie. It just it's a Christmas treat. There's a few others that I really like, but that's my favorite.
What about you, Carl? What's your good?
It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh, old school.
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
Classics.
I cry every time. It's embarrassing. The kids are like, Dad, seriously? Like, just even in the very beginning, like when the little blinky lights are talking to each other.
I do the same thing with the first Deadpool movie. I get
Are you
That's
the guy?
my bad ear, Mr. Coward. Oh my gosh.
So
What about you, Mike? What's yours?
I really love Christmas Vacation, but I would say right behind that is A Christmas Story.
Okay.
You know,
Very good.
it's the Red Ryder BB gun
You'll put
story
your
is
eye
just
out.
is absolutely just priceless. And we used it in a clip for an award. It is it's a really big award. So it's just when they're putting up the lamp in the window. I mean, I'm sorry, but I just that is way too funny for me. I die laughing every time. He's standing out there at the street with a neighbor going a little bit to the left. left, a little bit to the left. You know, it's like, you know, I'm being serious. That is just really hilarious.
So I have a sort of a tie. I'm going to be the Julieanna on this one. Die Hard to me
there you go.
is the best Christmas movie that there's
I
ever
can
been.
go along with that.
But then also Home Alone. I think those two are two of the best Christmas movies.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I had not watched Home Alone in probably 10, 15 years, and me and June watched it last year at Christmas.
John Candy
it's such
part,
a great movie.
Dude, is like his part in it. I think they had him for a day to shoot. And like John Candy to me is like one of the greatest comedic actors of his.
Oh, yeah.
That whole thing was improvised.
Yeah, right.
Like there was no script for that. They were just like, John, do your thing.
Yeah.
And he did it so well.
It was incredible.
Yeah, the Polka
Yes.
King of
Yep.
I can't even remember, but it was just
I know.
Ypsilanti
I know.
or something.
And that just spoke to all the ancestors.
polka polka
Yes.
polka, the polka twist. Yeah, it was killer. How about you?
Well, I mean, I have to say to a degree Die Hard because I wouldn't be my husband's wife if I wasn't. Which is, I mean, it is like we watch it every year.
Yippee-ki-yay, man.
But I also like those like dorky little animated, you know, like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
You like the Rankin Bass.
Dude, they're
yes.
just like, because there's something creepy but yet cool
It's
about
kind of
all
like
of them.
my Santa voice.
So
Exactly.
the one that didn't come up that I'm surprised nobody said is my second favorite, which is Elf.
Yes.
yeah.
Elf is a really
I
funny
really
movie.
can't say.
Yeah. Okay.
Third favorite would be
Okay.
Bad Santa, but that's a different show.
Well, that's that's another time. Yes. Okay.
Back to
let's-
bad beer.
Let's get to another beer. So this one is from the Lost Abbey
Mary Taj.
in Vista, California, and this is Meritage. The name Meritage IPA pays homage to the holiday celebration going on from sea to sea, encapsulating the hope of a new year. It's also a play on a term from the wine world, Meritage.
Mike.
Meritage?
Yeah, so Meritage is a bad idea in wines, but
Okay.
Okay, maybe it's
yeah.
a good idea for
Although
this.
they say it's a damn fine blend of
it is.
hops in this
That's
case.
just it. It's usually a blend from hell that, you know, of all the winemakers unintended
All the stuff they couldn't get
directions.
rid of?
Pretty much, yeah. That's what This is a really well crafted beer. Yeah. You know, that's the thing that strikes me right off the bat is that this was just something that was really good to start with, and they actually made it better. I don't know what they did, you know, beyond what they started with, but this seems like it started off as a simple IPA that kind of moved along into the point that I would actually declare probably a double. I mean, it's a big beer.
It's 8.5% ABV.
Yeah.
You know, this beer makes me think about Kendall and I's favorite beer of this time of the year,
Yeah.
the Sierra Nevada Celebration. It's not on this list, but it's
Similar.
Bingo. Yeah, this has all that West Coast piney, you know,
Big
component
West
to
Coast
it.
bitter caramel.
Absolutely.
Like you're outside
Cascade
in the forest.
hops all day
Yeah.
long.
yeah.
Yeah. This also reminds me of something that what is that Anchor would do too.
Steam
their Christmas ale?
yeah,
Yeah.
the
You know what I
Christmas
mean?
ale.
And it just like it harkens me to a vintage time when like beer was kind of in your face, like, you know, kind of hop wise and wasn't full of all the spices and things like that.
Yeah, I'm loving it. It is a classic West Coast double IPA back in the days when there was caramel malt in them and some aggressive bitterness, and it's really well balanced. So
Well, I
It's
like
a
what
fabulous
they
beer.
said about this was that, like, you know, the Lost Abbey, they're known for like sours and like all these different things, but at the end of the day, they're all still hop heads too.
yeah,
And I think they did a great job
it's a
with this.
great beer.
Yeah, terrific.
I would have felt like this had been something actually produced more by Sierra Nevada, you know, or Lagunitas. It just has, you know, all of those big booming, you know, West Coast IPA hops to them. And yet I really find that this is incredibly well executed. Very, you know, it has a great finish. It has a great start. I love this beer. This is very well made.
Yep, that's an excellent beer.
Yeah, and for people that don't like, dark stouts, this is really for you. Like this is.
You could take this to a holiday party.
If there's anything to flush out all of the candy cane mint out of my mouth, it would be this, and it worked really well.
This is going to be a good beer with a lot of big holiday foods, especially rich, fatty foods.
Oh, yeah.
This will stand up.
Oh, yeah. All day long with cranberry.
You know what, Mike? Why don't we mix a little bit of this with a little bit of that candy cane stuff and see what you think?
Negative.
Come on, Mike.
It's already happened on my palate.
That'll be our Christmas present.
This just completely scraped everything away, and I love it. So, yeah. Really great beer all day long.
Yay to Lost Abbey. This one, the Meritage, we're going to rate a 5.
When I was picking all these out, I was like, this is going to be an outlier one way or the other.
It's either going to be awesome
I
or
think
not.
the only thing I'm disappointed about with that beer is it's gone, and I need more. So
There's another can.
Yeah,
So
there we go.
Good.
Great beer.
Yeah, that is pretty tasty.
Yeah.
Okay, Kendall. You're
That's right.
Sorry, is that your mating call?
maybe.
That's my love language.
Give us, when you think of the holidays, what's the first thing that pops into your head? Like Christmas holidays.
Wow.
I mean, whether it's like family, friends, tradition
It's
that
just-
you and your
yeah,
wife
it's-
do, or what?
It's just that the time slows down and you get to spend a few days with family that you normally don't get. And that's kind of what I like about it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we call it the land where time forgot, where it's just people kind of wander in and out of your world and whenever I work in a bar, right? So it's just people wander in, they don't know where they are, what day it is. Yeah. It's just,
It's Carl here. He gives me free drinks.
I'm not sure we've met.
You may be thinking of another Carl.
Yeah, probably.
Different part of the
Mike,
street.
like, now you're like grandpa times 2. Like, what are the holidays for you?
Oh, it's very easy for me to say right away. It's tradition from my mom's family that goes back a very long time. I mean, probably over 150 years. We make a recipe that spans time and space. They're aniseed cookies, and we make them. And I am the grandchild that kept that tradition going, and I'm in the process of ushering this on to my own kids. And actually, I was working on making the cookie dough right before production day today. So my wife does not like aniseed. But she still loves the tradition, and it gives us, a great time together, around a table just to sit and decorate and have fun. And I'm looking forward to doing that, with my grandchildren as well. So,
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, it is. It's a very good time. We used to make a whole lot of these. We used to make probably upwards of, 6 or 7 dozen, give them away as gifts, but we would decorate for almost like 2-3 solid days. And that turned off the fun factor out of this. So,
Started becoming a job.
Yeah, it started becoming a job, and I decided to get back to, a little closer of just sticking with tradition and, for us to enjoy really making the cookies as much as we love to give them away. My twist on this very long tradition is that we used to wind up with a lot of cookies that didn't quite make it. We'd have a gingerbread man that was missing a foot or an arm, or we would wind up with a 5-pointed star that wound up being a 4-pointed star. And so we added to the tradition of making misfit cookies. And so we actually have a whole batch of cookies that just basically don't make the cut.
The Island of
And
Misfit Cookies.
so we actually have a whole thing that's aligned with the Island of Misfit Cookies. And I give away there's a word puzzle and all of the stuff from the Island of Misfit Cookies, and we actually have a bunch of the ornaments that are aligned towards those characters, and so we actually choose a special family. Usually, it's someone that has small kids. And we actually show up on their front door and sing a couple of carols and give them the Misfit Cookies. So it's a really cool tradition. I've really enjoyed it.
Here's some bad singing and
some bad singing
and
some
broken
burnt
cookies.
Correct. Yeah.
Christmas, everybody.
Christmas suckers.
So, but And it means a little bit more this year with my mom passing away since the last time we did this. And so it's really great that, we get to carry on a tradition from her family. And I really love that.
That's awesome, dude.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Dave, what do you think about?
So my only personal Christmas tradition is you were talking about you like those, old school animated Christmas movies. There's a Mad TV sketch from back in the 90s called Raging Rudolph. There's like a take on The Godfather meets Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer that I watch. I watch it every year without fail. So
Rudolph, we're going to the mattresses this year.
That's exactly it. Man. Yeah.
I'm talking no crap, no like red thing in the sky. We're going to the mattresses.
Am I a clown? Do I make you laugh? Yeah, exactly. It's The Godfather,
gotta look that
Goodfellas.
up.
Every mob movie meets Rudolph the Red-Nosed
Is that available on
Reindeer.
DVD?
Yeah. They're all sticky though, Mike.
Oh my God.
That's cool.
Yeah. What about you?
For me, so growing up, my Christmas was different than English
That's right.
Christmas.
You always wait a week. Yeah.
13 days.
Yeah.
Yes. So
you got everything half price.
yes. So Russian Christmas, or as I called it, Russian Christmas, because I'm Russian Orthodox, was on January 7th traditionally.
It's weird that it's called Russian, but it's always late.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Hey, Carl liked it. That's all
So
that
for Christmas
here for the pun.
Eve, it's a big candlelight dinner. We have 12 foods for the 12 wise men. We have hay under the table.
There were 12 wise men?
Well,
I thought there were 3.
things. No,
Disciples.
there were like 12.
There's 12
people.
days of Christmas, okay?
No, but there were 12 things.
Donkeys.
12
Gold,
yes.
frankincense, and myrrh. Where are the other 12 wise men?
There's Lord's Leaping. I know that. And there's some maids
Right.
milking.
No,
I think
so
there's some people that had that rogue beer.
So there was a lot of fish. There was this thing called kishelitsa, which tasted like wallpaper paste, but my mother absolutely loved it. It's like this soup.
How do you know what wallpaper paste tasted like? That's what I want to know. Was there a
Well,
mint
Come on.
overtone to it? You know,
should have been.
beer?
Was
It-
it
it might
the
have been
nitro?
better.
Was it the
Yes.
nitro that made it taste like that?
It needed to have the nitro actually on it. But it was just this like candlelight dinner that was very holy, very traditional. And we always saved a spare seat for our ancestors to come and join us at the table. And it was just a very traditional thing. And so that was just, that was like to me, the coolest part about Christmas.
Yeah, pass me the mint jello. And the wallpaper paste.
No, mint chip. No. But my grandmother.
Hey, talk about stick to your ribs kind of food.
Anyways, to be continued in just a minute. Welcome back, everyone. Today is a day about celebrating the holidays.
Even
the
though you're
Christmas
torturing us.
Season. You're welcome. Look,
Think
isn't
of-
that what most family
I can
does to
think of
you at
which
some
co-
point?
I can think of which cousin I'd serve this next beer.
Okay, so what we're going to talk about is the Spoetzl Brewery in Shiner, Texas.
Oh my gosh.
Their Shiner Holiday Cheer Dunkelweizen. So this special beer,
Clean up aisle 6.
okay, it was first brewed in 2010.
And then he
And they kept
decided to
making
keep
it.
doing it.
Oh
And-
my gosh.
Okay, and in 2013, it took bronze in the Australian
No way.
International Beer Awards.
Or were they tasting it right to left
So,
instead of
listen,
right to
I'm telling
left
you,
or right?
there
I
was
mean,
upside
what was
down.
going on?
They were the only entry, and they're like, "Look,
They
we
might
can't give
have
them
been.
gold. We can't give them silver.
So we're going to give it bronze.
We got to give them something."
Okay,
You had to go out of the country to medal with this beer.
So this is 5.4% ABV.
Welcome to the Canadian IPA Invitational.
Oh, welcome to Down Under.
Yeah.
It tastes like
Okay, this is a
You know their
Texan
toilets go
Old
backwards
World
there.
Dunkelweizen
This
brew
is
with Texas
so
peaches
bad.
and roasted pecans.
On a scale of 5, this is like a -3.
Well, they say it goes well with fruitcake.
It goes well with
That's the
a
problem.
green
Well,
apple
there you
Jolly
go.
Rancher.
That's
that is the
the trap.
cornerstone
Yeah.
taste profile of this beer.
Yep. Green
It's
apple.
not for me.
It's. I don't remember it tasting like this. I mean,
This is so bad.
I don't think
About 10 years ago, I was working in a beer shop, and I remember at Christmas time, this was a popular draft beer, but I don't remember it tasting
Why?
like this.
This is so bad.
maybe the peaches went.
I would just like to say that I really like Shiner Bock.
I love
I
Shiner.
think Shiner Bock
Yeah,
is
it's a great beer.
Some
Yeah.
of the one-off
That's
Shiners
not
are
what
good.
this is.
I just had a dry hop Pilsner from Shiner called like Cosmo Special. It was
This
fantastic.
strikes
So
me
they can
as,
do
like,
it. They can make great beers, but this
dial
is
in
not.
adjunct.
We
You know, I
just
think
had,
somebody stepped up to a dartboard and threw at it and went, the flavor profile is green apple.
Well, you know, we had that
know?
Shiner pack, Mike, a few months ago that there were some, like Shiner Light and a couple things that were really good. But this is not so much.
I really feel like with holiday beers, some people or some breweries approach a holiday beer like, hey, now's the time where we can really capture a share of the market of people who want to buy something that doesn't taste like beer. And so they're going to try to make it taste like
I think
something
this
else.
is a marketing limiting decision is what this would be. So, yeah.
But from a sales perspective, like somebody might buy that because they'll say, oh, well, pecans and peaches, and I like all those things.
Yeah, it's people in South Dakota, they don't know what good beer is. So,
It's just that
Actually, Mike, we had some beers from South Dakota that were really
did.
good. So they
I know.
are. So they
maybe
do.
they should they promote this into North
It's-
Dakota. So.
it's just that it's like a fake
Bad?
peach. It's
so
like
bad.
it's just a really
bad beer.
Okay. All
bad.
right. So for
okay.
my Christmas present, let's stop talking about this beer.
Okay. We are going to, God bless, rate the Shiner Holiday Cheer Dunkelweizen
Rate?
a 1.
That is kind.
Okay. Okay, hopefully on to better things. So the next one is from Abita. So now we're going to Louisiana.
It's better than the last one.
And this is the seasonal Christmas ale, 5.8%. It's classified as a dark ale. It's a brown ale that is brewed with 6 types of malted barley and fermented with American ale yeast. And then it is hopped and dry hopped with Columbus, Cascade, Centennial, and Amarillo.
Yeah, it's the invasion of the gingerbread men. That's what it is, you know?
It tastes like an American brown ale.
Yep.
Yep. It's a hoppy brown ale.
Yeah, it's
Not bad.
laced with all those baking spices that you just really love to combine with a brown ale. That's clove and cinnamon and allspice and all that crap. It's just
I don't get that on
Smoking
this.
crack or
Yeah,
something?
yeah.
I don't get any of that on this.
Like I just say it's a hoppy brown ale.
Yeah, I feel I get the hops. I don't get any real spice.
I think Mike's having an allergic reaction to the Shiner.
Maybe. Do you remember when Dogfish Head did their India Brown Ale?
Yep.
Like, man, that beer was so great.
That was
Yeah.
good.
And like, I don't think this is as good as that was, or at least as good as my memory of that was.
Yeah.
But
It's
that's
similar.
what this is trying to do, right? Like, it's just a hoppy brown ale. And I like the idea that you can make a holiday beer that isn't a slave to
Style.
cinnamon.
Because what you're
Cinnamon
about
or
to
peppermint
pour in
or-
your
right,
next cup
right.
is
No,
Right.
and
Like-
honestly, for New Orleans being, Louisiana in general being like this assaultive, almost like Cajun-y kind of flavors, I'm surprised and happily surprised that they've sort of dialed down what their version of a Christmas beer
as long
is.
as it doesn't taste like Old Bay, I think we're okay.
I will say that
I would drink an Old Bay beer.
I'm just
not
not.
gonna lie.
I've yet to run into an Abita beer that I really like. Wow, this is maybe the pecan. I want to say there's a pecan beer, in their lineup, but
I really like Turbo Dog.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
that's
Turbo
it.
Dog. Man, I
That's
haven't
it.
had one of those in 20 years.
Yeah,
We should go get one today.
I don't.
Where?
I don't know. we
But
gotta find one.
I
it
can
was
think
the
of-
They carry it at
OG,
Total
though.
Wine.
Like back in the day when you didn't have a lot of options, that was really good.
I think they're a lot better.
It was always on
brown
tap
ales
at
than
the
this
saucer.
all day long. I'm not a fan of this at all. There's nothing that says this
I
is
like
festive,
it.
a
I
holiday.
like it too.
Other
I
than
like
the
it.
branding about it, that's about it.
Listen, grumpy old man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ho, ho, ho.
Just
Santa
because
does
we
not
asked you
like
about
this
your
beer.
grandpa stuff doesn't mean you have to be grandpa.
Sorry.
Susan.
Yeah.
And like, what a great, cute little Santa on there.
Yeah, we're all-
How
How different can you be from everybody else at the table?
Gonna
Bah
drop a lump of
humbug
coal
to you.
on all of you. That's what I'm gonna do.
Oh my gosh. All right. Us
up, man.
good humans are going to rate the Abita Christmas Ale, otherwise known as our brown ale, a 4. No.
Don't worry, Mike. You can fix it in post.
I
can't. I will.
Fix it in post.
I'm not even going to play the I like it thing. on
yeah.
this. I'm not even going to do that to you.
Okay, so
It's very
now
titillating.
we're going to go to Fat Bottom in Nashville, and we're going to do the Noel Christmas or Spiced Christmas Ale.
Yeah. Ooh. I'm not a fan of those holiday spices. This has
Okay.
holiday spices.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Is this the-
boy?
With the exception of the peppermint beer, is this the first one that we've had that has had what I would consider traditional holiday spices
Yeah.
in it?
Yes. This is a mistletoe bomb. All day long. I didn't think I was going to say those words, after,
Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay, so this is brewed with Tennessee honey, ginger, cinnamon, and cloves.
Yeah.
What
It's
is
way
the-
too
what
much
does that
clove.
What does
And
that
they
smell
sug-
like to you, Mike?
And
Or
they
is that the
suggest you
clove? Is
to
that what that
serve
is?
it in a pint glass rimmed with honey and cinnamon, too.
You son of a.
Yeah, welcome to the muddled
Honey,
crap from hell
honey is not cheap, so why waste a bunch of honey?
and screw up a great beer. Yeah. This just tastes like, an adjunct recipe that just got away from them and there's no cohesive plan. It was more of like, oh, wow, cool. That's sticking to the side of the wall, the fermenter. Let's just do that, I don't. If there was an intended destination with this, they missed it.
You know what, though? Maybe to the uneducated, this might be holiday-ish, okay?
I mean,
Because
I don't,
no, I'm not trying to sound dumb here though, but okay, think about our rooftop bars in Nashville for Christmas holidays and our bars in general, Christmas holiday cocktails, not the good
Well, they're all
places, but the
drinking-
average places.
They're all drinking peppermint schnapps.
Well, so in the grand scheme of things, isn't this just a version of one of those cocktails? Do you know what I mean?
I think if you are somebody that really enjoys cinnamon, nutmeg, clove,
This is fine. This is
then
fine.
you would like that.
Right. This is like the old school ham that your grandmother made.
Yeah.
Well, without the
Ham
smoke,
beer.
right? Like if it was smoky,
Yeah, if it had some saltiness, maybe that would make this better.
Too much clove.
This has me running to the other side of the room to go, do you have any eggnog? Any eggnog?
Maybe if you
any
made
eggnog,
this-
even if it's bad eggnog,
If
I
you
will
made
take
this
it.
as a Roush beer, maybe that would.
No, this is not a good route.
I wonder if you
It'll
have a
taste like-
barrel aged version of this that we could try.
Yeah, that would be crazy. Would you think that would?
Wouldn't that be
Funny.
weird? I think it'd be so weird if you
You
just
think that
happen to
would
have a
make that-
barrel aged
Let's
version
take
of this.
let's take a bad idea and let's drop it into a barrel. This is a really great idea, Carl.
barrel of what?
I've done that.
anything to cover up the base taste profile of this. Yes.
Well, gee, Carl.
Do we have extra cups here?
Funny you should say that. Okay, so based on this one alone, the Fat Bottom Noel
I'm just gonna empty this
Spiced
cup.
Christmas Ale. Okay, also, does this taste 7.7%
I
ABV
don't
to
know.
you?
I can't even.
No way.
Tastes
Right?
it tastes like an early exit.
It tastes like about 5%.
Same. There's no way I would have said that was 7%.
No.
So
That's
in that
like,
respect,
this
you
is
know,
kind of shocking to me.
So it's kind of like a Christmas roofie in a way.
Yeah.
Oh
you
my
know?
God.
It'll get you there.
Oh my gosh, she's right.
What are you doing later?
Yeah, I was about to say.
Try some
It's about the
Christmas
only way I
roofie.
could enjoy this would be comatose.
Gonna show you my
But
candy
it
cane later.
okay, but it does not taste 7.7.
Doesn't taste like anything but bad.
Tastes like a bad decision.
Wow. Okay.
That one. Are we gonna do this to it? or-
Carla from accounting, this is a wonderful story that I don't want to hear from the
we're gonna
third
call
time.
this one a write-off.
Ooh, there we go. Finally.
Ooh, okay.
Like this.
Well, we are going to rate the Fat Bottom Noel Spiced Christmas Ale a 1. Now, Carl just happened to think, hey, throw this in a barrel and I'm sure it's going to be
better.
great. So we are now going to drink the barrel-aged Noel.
idea.
It smells
The
better.
limited release.
Listen, Carl was
just
right.
for you.
I think Carl was right.
It smells better.
9.7% ABV.
Damn, son.
Wait, how did it go up that much? Did they leave half of the barrel of whiskey in it? Is that
I love the acceleration at the end of the bottom. So I will say this really improved dramatically.
It did. It does taste
is
better. It 100% tastes
It
better.
has masked such a muddled mess and actually brought around. Was this Irish whiskey? Because it tastes like Irish whiskey
So
to me.
you remember how on the Rogue when we were saying like the balance between an adjunct and a beer, and if the adjunct overtakes the beer too much, it could be wrong. Somehow the adjunct in this one, being the whiskey barrel, has overtaken the beer, and I think they did it right.
I think that they actually improved this dramatically.
A lot of times, at least at Black Abbey, what we do is we rinse the barrels before we put beer in them because we want to get wood and vanilla and we don't want to get super boozy.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's really appropriate to get
mask
boozy,
the really bad beer.
right? And
Let's pour more whiskey into this thing.
Well, and honestly, I would guess that they made a separate batch of this beer and they made it a little stronger because I think our general rule of thumb is that you pick up about 1 point ABV wise from a barrel. So they probably brewed
Easily.
it to about 8.2,
Yeah.
and then barreled that. And I think
Is
the
it
barrel
because you're
really,
absorbing the spirit, or because it's
I would have a half a can of this.
for us, what I think the way that we approach barreling beer is that we keep all our barrels temperature controlled.
Yeah.
Because in the whiskey world, you want the liquid to move in and out of the staves.
Yeah.
Whereas in the beer world, you really don't, because you could pick up a lot of harsh tannic flavors
Sure.
that
Yes.
unless you're brewing a 12, 13, 14% beer, the beer can't balance it. Like it can't maintain its flavor
it's going
integrity.
to get overtaken
Yes.
by those off flavors.
And so we rinse the spirit first, and then we keep the barrels at cellar temp. So we usually keep them about 39, 40 degrees.
Oh wow, okay.
So in this, like, I'm not overwhelmed by booze, but I mean, there sure is plenty of it, but it's not overwhelming in this.
No, it
No,
just
it's
actually
not.
it
It's
kind of rounds it out.
Exactly, but honestly, like I feel like it mellows the cinnamon and like the spiciness of it,
It's a
and
huge
makes it a little bit
improvement.
more palatable.
It makes it a
Like,
toddy.
This
Yeah.
is a huge
Right, yeah.
improvement. This is a beer
It's
I
surprisingly
actually,
better.
Yeah, I really like this.
So this actually
Isn't that
was
crazy?
a bonus beer. So
Yeah.
This is a good bonus beer.
So I was
Okay.
right. Just like to point attention at myself.
yes, Carl. Yeah.
Thank God we have Good Boy Carl with us
Well,
today.
I like how she looked
Wait,
at Mike.
Did
Did
Mike
you-
give it a higher rating
Did
than
you
you?
see? Wow.
Yeah, welcome to Beer Rescue with Carl.
Okay, so this Black Friday barrel aged Noel release, according to the website,
Yeah.
is we are going to rate this a 4.
What?
So
From a 1 to a 4.
this week,
Wow.
I actually took a Belgian Golden that I've had sitting on a whiskey barrel for 3 years,
Why'd you leave it sitting on the barrel?
and it is really
Fall off.
It's really fascinating.
What kind of barrel is it?
It's a bourbon barrel.
From
I think
Kentucky?
it's a National
Indiana?
Barrel Company. I think it's
Okay.
a MGP barrel. Yeah.
Okay.
So I think it's a
And a straight, no funkiness.
no.
Okay.
This was the
We are
first
going to
thing-
add some adjuncts on it. It needs a little bit of sugar to it. And I was talking with
Did you stick your finger in there? A little sugar?
the brewer that we're collaborating with, and he and I both agreed. Just need a little bit of vanilla, just a hint, to kind of kick it up just a little bit, from where it's at. But yeah, it's definitely barrel aging is not for the meek by any standard. Yeah,
It can very easily turn into garbage.
yeah,
Yeah.
you really got to be flexible, and pay attention to what's going on for sure. So. I think that's
Well,
it.
what a wonderful episode today.
Fa
And
la
aren't
la
we
la
all
la
in
la
the
la la.
amazing holiday spirit. Yes. Okay. Well, that's going to do it for today. Good old boy Kendall, thanks so much for being here.
It was a pleasure. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Please tell us about your blog.
My beautiful wife and I blog about the good news of good beer at beermakes3.com.
Good old boy Carl, thanks so much for being here and helping us to have a nice, happy ending to this episode.
Peace, love, and humptiness forever.
Please tell us what you do in your day life.
I work for Nashville's Black Abbey Brewing Company, and you can find us at blackabbeybrewing.com.
And on your side gig?
And you can also look me up on Instagram at DJ Dad's Been Drinking with no G.
Yes. Good old boy Mike.
Check out another great episode of Sip, Suds, and Smokes. I'll ask you to keep on sipping.
Good old boy Dave.
I can't believe you thanked Carl for a happy ending.
This is good old gal Julieanna. Keep on chuggling and catch you next time.
We hope you enjoyed this episode. If you're listening to us online, do yourself a favor and tap
Tap it in.
the subscribe button.
Give it a little tappy. Tap, tap, tap-a-roo.
The easiest way to listen to our show is to ask Siri, Alexa, Google, Uncle Larry, or whoever it is that talks to you on your phone, play podcast Sip, Suds, and Smokes. We love your feedback, and you can reach us at info@sipsudsandsmokes.com. Our tasting notes flow out on Twitter and Instagram with our handle @SipSudsAndSmokes, and our Facebook page is always buzzing with lots of news. You'll also be able to interact with the thousands,
Millions and millions
of other fans on those social media platforms. Do us a favor. Take the time to rate this episode if you're listening to us online. That's a big help to us, and we get to see your feedback as well. Come back, join us for another episode, and keep on sipping.
This has been a One Tan Hand production of Sip, Suds, and Smokes, a program devoted to the appreciation of some of the finer slices of life. From the Dude in the Basement Studios, your hosts, the Good Old Boys, will see you all next time.